Hey guys, this is Meteorologist Matt Breland. Thanks for tuning in on WHAS 11 Plus, Facebook Live, YouTube, wherever you may joining us for this weather update. We're happy to have you, and we've got a lot to talk about. We're back with a returning trend for some severe weather as we head into the afternoon hours. This morning, some thunder may have woken you up. I know some thunderstorms rolled through early this morning near 5 a.m. whenever we were doing our morning show. We heard it outside the studio. It was a quick round of some thunderstorms, some heavy rain, and then as soon as it got here, it made its way farther down I-71 and probably woke up some people there in southern Ohio as well. This trend is still going to be continuing as we go throughout the next several hours. We're going to have just on and off periods of rain, and then we're expecting another round of thunderstorms to arrive just as we go later on into the evening hours, and those are going to be the thunderstorms that contain that returning potential for some strong winds. Definitely a lot of rain with these storms. There's a lot of moisture in the air. There's a possibility for a few embedded tornadoes as well, but definitely a lot of rain showers and some spin-off storms that could evolve into ones that trend a bit severe. So we're going to walk through the forecast, what the latest details are, let us know what questions you have, and we'll go ahead and get started here. So something that I do want to mention is what's going on right now. You'll notice across downtown Louisville, we've got lots of cloudy skies still continuing with us. That trend is going to be around for the next several hours, but we are expecting a few peaks of sunshine as we go later on into the day. So here's just a glimpse of what our weather headlines are looking like. We're going to see some rounds of storms. As a matter of fact, we're tracking another round of showers and storms that will be arriving into Kentuckiana within the next hour. And that's going to be some of the ones that cause our excessive rainfall. And then we have cooler temperatures headed our direction once we head later on into this upcoming week. So here's what we're tracking this morning on satellite and radar. You'll notice the area of low pressure focused over there across Missouri. And we're in what's called the warm sector right now. So you'll notice the warm front. That's this red line that is around the Ohio Valley. We're in what's called the warm sector. This is where a lot of that warm air is focused, and it's still delivering a lot of that heat anytime that you're in the region where the winds are staying out of the south. That's called the warm sector, and that's where a lot of the energy focus is at. That's where a lot of the turbulent atmosphere is located. Whenever you hear someone say the warm sector, we're located in that region right there. That's where a lot of the storm energy is located. So those storms that I was talking about earlier that's going to be arriving into the Louisville metro, they're focused right now just directly towards our southwest. We're going to hear a few rumbles of thunder. Latest radar scan shows the storm starting to develop just towards the south of Hardinsburg. That is going to be making its way towards the Louisville metro as we head into the next upcoming hour. I'd say that storm is traveling around 25 miles per hour, so it's going to be here fairly soon, and we'll see some brief impacts from that that'll involve some brief periods of some heavy rain. There's going to be some rumbles of thunder associated with that as well, and that's going to be the beginning of a bit of a trail that sticks around for the beginning of our afternoon. From pretty much 11 a.m. to about 1 p.m. we're going to see this steady line of showers and storms continue to just make its way into Kentuckiana. So I've got it circled here on the map. This patch of showers is going to continue to roll through as we head into our upcoming hours. So you'll notice how it started to shape up across western Kentucky. Now it's starting to make its way into Kentuckiana, so we're going to have a rainy start to our afternoon. But I do want to mention what we're tracking farther off just towards our west. So this is what's going to create our next round of storms as we head later on into the day. Notice just past the west of where these storms are located, you'll notice those clouds are starting to break apart some. Now, whenever we had this similar setup on Friday, this is what happened when the atmosphere recharged up and was able to bring in some stronger storms as we went later on into the night. So this region right here, you'll notice where the clouds are not really focusing. I'm talking about southern Missouri, northern Arkansas. This area where they're seeing a decent amount of sunlight, that's going to be the area that we keep an eye on, because that's going to be making its way towards us as we head into the later parts of the afternoon. And that's what's going to cause the atmosphere to recharge once again and cause another setup that'll involve some more heat in the atmosphere. And we are going to see that reintroduce that storm energy into our environment. So as of right now, over the last 2 hours, we did see some of those showers pass through earlier this morning. Now we're anticipating that secondary round to arrive. As I mentioned, they're making their way just out of Letchfield right now, making their way just towards the north of Elizabethtown, closer towards Fort Knox. We're going to see those showers arrive towards us here in Louisville just as we head into the 11 a.m. hours. So it's going to be a rainy start to the afternoon, and that's just the beginning of these showers that are just going to be trailing in as we head into the afternoon. Some of these will definitely have some rumbles of thunder, some brief periods of some gusty winds will be possible as well. But as I mentioned, we're tracking what is called the storm energy, storm fuel here. These brighter orange colors indicate where a lot of the heat and moisture is focused, but you'll notice the areas that are seeing a decent amount of rain showers, their storm energy is being diminished. That's because that cooler air is continuing over there. But look over where that sunny patch was, where I was talking about there in southern Missouri and northern Arkansas. They're starting to see that storm energy start to grow back. And as that area of low pressure makes its way closer towards us, it's going to wrap the storm energy around it and create some additional thunderstorms. So we're going to be on track to have that storm energy be reintroduced into Kentuckiana. So throughout the rest of the morning and into the afternoon, that storm energy is going to start to recharge up. So past 1 p.m., we've got some sunshine that's going to likely make its way back towards us this afternoon. As that sun sticks around, it really warms the atmosphere back up, and then it charges our atmosphere up again to be conducive to create thunderstorms. So by 5 o'clock, right before the main line of storms starts to develop, our storm energy is going to be fairly high. We're expecting storm energy to really be revved up once again, and that's going to combine with those strong winds, and that's going to be able to create those stronger thunderstorms that we're expecting. So this storm energy really sticks around for the first few hours of our evening. Once the storms develop and start soaking up that energy, they'll really push through fairly quickly as we head into the nighttime hours. Once those storms develop, they will have a decent amount of speed with them, and that's what's going to cause those strong winds and definitely some heavy rain at times as well. But you'll notice as we head later on into the night, the storm energy really collapses. We see a lot of weakening in the atmosphere, and then we're settling into a much quieter weather pattern by Wednesday morning. So let's go ahead and talk about what kind of storms we're expecting. You know, we've got a lot of humidity that's in the air. A lot of moisture continues just to rise in from the Gulf, and that's continuing to keep us very humid. But as this storm passes through the nighttime hours, that humidity is really going to be knocked down. And we've got more dry conditions ahead for our Wednesday. A few isolated showers could still be wrapping around by Wednesday afternoon. But otherwise, I'm still expecting it to be a stormy evening for us here across Kentuckiana. That's why the Weather Impact Alert Day is still in place. For our afternoon, we're expecting definitely some heavy rain showers, and those severe thunderstorms are certainly going to be a possibility just as we head later on into our day. So the storms that will be making their way in through the next 30 minutes that I showed on radar earlier, those are going to continue to pass through at least until the early parts of the afternoon, and then once we go into that 1 p.m. time frame, that's whenever that window for the sunny skies starts to arrive with us. So clouds are likely going to break apart past 1 p.m., and I would say between 1 p.m. and 4 p.m., we see some patches of sunshine, and that's what's going to help bring our atmosphere back to some higher energy levels that will allow for more storms to develop. So between 1 and 4 p.m., we're going to see a few passing clouds and some more sunshine, but notice by 5 p.m., that's whenever those storms start to spark back up. So these are going to be the ones that we pay close attention to as we head into that 5 p.m. hour. We're going to see another round of secondary storms develop, and they're really going to soak up all of that storm energy that's going to be left behind thanks to the sunshine that we'll see later this afternoon. So plenty of opportunity for more storms to develop, and these are going to be the ones that contain those strong wind gusts and definitely some heavy rainfall. There also is the possibility for some spin-up tornadoes because we've got a lot of winds changing direction in the atmosphere, and that's the number one key that you need for storms to rotate. So as we go later on into our evening hours, past 5 p.m., closer towards 7 p.m., that's whenever most of the activity is going to be hovering around Kentuckiana. And that includes our entire area, southern Indiana, Louisville, down towards Elizabethtown, further south towards Mumfordville. That's going to include all of us. So we're all in for a severe weather threat as we head into the later parts of the evening, and this is going to include strong winds, lots of heavy rainfall, frequent lightning, and also you'll notice these storms that break apart from the main line here. So I'm going to circle them. So like anytime you see a storm that looks like that away from the main line, or if you have another one that just kind of trails separately across from the main focus of the thunderstorm activity, those are going to be the ones that have the ability to start rotating. So that's what we will pay very close attention to as we head into our evening hours. because these storms will have that possibility. Now notice as we head later on into the evening time, those storms still will likely be continuing till about 9 o'clock. We're not expecting them to be completely over with until we go closer into our midnight hours. Most of the activity, though, by 10 p.m., looking like we're going to have it focusing farther off towards our east, and we're left behind with mostly quiet conditions and cooler temperatures. We're going to keep temperatures in the 60s as we head into those overnight hours, and then as we head into Wednesday morning, we've got a few of those lingering clouds. A few isolated showers will still remain possible, too, throughout our Wednesday afternoon because this area of low pressure is still going to be moving fairly slowly. So the opportunity for those winds to change full direction to be out of the northwest still will take a bit of time. So Wednesday is still looking like a mostly cloudy day, and a few isolated showers cannot be ruled out. But as we head into Wednesday night, we're going to see more quiet conditions, staying calm throughout our Wednesday overnight hours. And then as we head into Thursday morning, we've got partly cloudy skies lasting into the morning hours, and then another return of some isolated shower activity could still linger around as we head into Thursday evening. So that's how things are looking as we head into the next several hours. The Storm Prediction Center continues to keep us under this level 3 out of 5 chance that severe weather will be possible. Given the correct environment, like we're seeing, we're tracking, more sunshine to arrive later this afternoon. That recharges the atmosphere, and that's what's going to lead to the possibility for extra severe storms to arrive as we head into the later parts of our evening. So that's from the Storm Prediction Center. Rainfall totals are going to be over an inch likely. Now, some of you that get caught in those additional showers could see some rainfall totals close to 2 inches, especially for those that are involved in those locally heavy downpours. And these types of storms are definitely going to be big rainmakers. Our hail threat is not really there, but we're definitely going to see a fair amount of heavy rain showers lasting as we head into the later parts of our evening. And I was going to mention, too, that there are some alerts in place regarding flooding. A flood watch is in place for our southernmost counties, and this is around until 2 a.m. tomorrow morning. So this has been in place because they're expecting an excessive amount of rain showers to be around throughout this system. So this includes most of our southernmost counties, just towards the south of Louisville. Cities that are included in the flood watch are Springfield, Lebanon, Greensburg, Columbia, Litchfield. That's because you guys are definitely seeing a lot of these rain showers as we go throughout most of our afternoon. So that's an alert that's in place. There's no other alerts that are currently active. However, I would not be surprised if as we head later on into our afternoon hours that we get put under a severe thunderstorm watch. That way that they are keeping an eye on those storms that will start popping up as we head into the later parts of our evening. So just a reminder, we're expecting a few more showers to arrive here in Kentucky, and just as we get ready for our afternoon time, we're starting to see them trailing their way in at the moment. Some heavy rainfall associated with these, some rumbles of thunder making their way out of Bowling Green. I wouldn't be surprised if you folks near Litchfield and closer towards Elizabethtown to hear some thunder here in the next few minutes. Those showers and storms are going to continue to pass through till about 1 p.m. That's the time frame whenever these are going to start settling down, and then we're going to enter this period where we see this sunny patch arrive. So you'll notice across portions of Missouri and northern Arkansas, even southern Illinois is starting to see more sunny skies arriving too. Combine that with these strong southerly winds, and that reintroduces that instability into the atmosphere, and we're still on track to see more energy for thunderstorms arriving. So these showers and storms that are continuing to make their way into the Louisville metro, that's going to be lasting for most of the start of our afternoon. Once again, the timing with that is looking from about 11 a.m. till about 1 p.m. And then following behind that, we've got the storm energy that's going to start replenishing. So right now, our storm energy is a little bit on the lower side as these storms continue to make their way into Kentuckiana. They're going to soak up that energy, bring in some rain showers, some thunder. The severe threat with these upcoming storms not looking that intense. However, we are expecting this storm energy really to rev back up, especially as we head into the later parts of our day. Whenever that sunshine comes back, that's going to really recharge the atmosphere, especially by 5 p.m., really looking like perfect conditions for an environment that'll create stronger thunderstorms. So as we head into the later parts of our night, the storm energy really collapses, and we've still got some humid air that lingers around too. This contributes a lot to that storm energy too. Won't be until tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon, that we start seeing a noticeable difference in that humidity. But with all this combined together, it does create this severe weather threat. Definitely some heavy rain showers on their way towards us, along with those severe thunderstorms. So as we head into the later parts of the afternoon, a few patches of sunshine that charges the atmosphere back up, and then we start to see those thunderstorms redevelop by 5 p.m., and these are going to be the ones that have some extra strength to them. At times, you can expect some brief heavy downpours. Some gusty winds are going to be possible, and for those storms that break apart off the main line, that's what's going to create some of that tornado potential. So by 7 p.m., I'm really expecting widespread showers and thunderstorms to be across Kentuckiana. There will be a few rogue thunderstorms here and there that could have some extra strength with them, some potential heavy downpours, and also they'll have the ability to have some rotation around there as well. Going later on into the night, we'll finally see this activity calm down, though. I'd say past 10 p.m. is whenever most of the activity will be settled, and then we'll be in a quieter pattern for our Wednesday morning, and that will be lasting throughout most of our Wednesday. Clouds are still going to be a possibility, along with some isolated shower activity here and there throughout our Wednesday afternoon. Not expecting any long-lasting or heavy rain showers, but some cloudy conditions, especially for you folks there in southern Illinois. Patches of sunshine more likely for you folks farther towards the south during Wednesday. But this is how things look for Thursday morning. Still expecting a few clouds to roll through our skies, with temperatures really much cooler. We're expecting temperatures to range into the 60s for highs on Thursday, which is much cooler than our average. Typically around this time of the year, we're in the 70s. So that's definitely going to be a difference that you'll notice. So the level 3 out of 5 chance that severe thunderstorms will be developing later on into our afternoon hours. And rainfall totals will likely be close to an inch, but I wouldn't be surprised if some of you that get caught in those heavier downpours, especially farther towards our south, see some rainfall totals closer to 2 inches. So it's definitely going to be a rainy and dreary pattern. But we are expecting better conditions later into the week. As I mentioned, a few clouds still linger around with some isolated showers for Wednesday and Thursday. But notice as we head into Friday, winds will finally be directly out of the northwest. That's going to drive in much cooler and drier conditions, allowing our Friday to stay mostly sunny. A few passing clouds here and there throughout Friday afternoon. And then we're going to have mostly sunny conditions throughout Friday evening, staying quiet and dry throughout Friday night. Now, temperatures are going to start being a bit cooler, too. As I mentioned, this upcoming week, after this storm system, we're going to see those temperatures staying a few degrees below our average for this time of the year. So that's going to definitely have a noticeable cooler feeling in the atmosphere. So as we head into the next 7 days, we're still going to keep the weather impact alert day around for the rest of the day. Spotty showers here and there amongst some of those clouds for our Wednesday, and then Thursday, that's whenever we really start to see more sunshine arrive. No rain chances Friday. We stay dry on Saturday, and then on Sunday, we're reintroducing some rain chances along with some scattered showers that will also be around on Monday. Monday, we're actually looking like we'll have a decent amount of rain, especially for folks that are farther off towards our west. So we're tracking a few more showers as we head into our Sunday and Monday, but just make sure that you're staying weather aware, especially as we head into the later parts of our afternoon time. Chief Meteorologist Mallory Schnell is going to be doing another live stream to give you the latest forecast details with all the latest data readings. And she'll be able to tell you guys some better timing about when these storms are going to be headed our direction, and also give you some more updates on what you can expect with the next upcoming days, including these cooler than average patterns. So we've got another round of showers coming through as we head into the next 2 hours. It'll be lasting for the beginning of the afternoon, and then by 1 p.m. they'll start to fade away, and we're likely going to see some patches of sunshine through the middle of our afternoon time, and that recharges the atmosphere. And then we have that next setup that will bring in those stronger thunderstorms that will contain gusty winds, heavy rainfall, and also the potential for some of those spin-up tornadoes. So we're going to keep you updated with all of the latest weather details. If you have any questions, send them our direction. We'll make sure that we get to them as quickly as possible. And tune in for our broadcast starting at noon. We'll have all the latest forecast details there. I'll be here with Brooke Hash. And once again, Chief Meteorologist Mallory Schnell, she'll be doing another live report on our Plus channel at around 3 o'clock to give you guys the latest forecast details. So thanks for watching us here, and we'll see you at 12 p.m.